Oh, did it? Fucking wild. HBO Max is doing that. I'm watching it
Wow.
on HBO Max, and they are slow rolling
Hold,
this
hold,
fucking season to
hold on.
me.
Hold on. I took us live so we could talk about this on the internet. Um, so Devin, repeat what's going on. What issue you're having right now with HBO
This
Max?
kills me. You guys know how Pitt season 2 ends. In the UK, HBO Max is slow rolling. They're weekly releasing episodes of The Pit. The season's done for you guys. You know what happens. I had a conversation with one of my coworkers who went, "Yeah, everyone has a really bad day, don't they, in season 2?" I wouldn't know. I'm only at like noon for Pit time. It's not going to finish till mid July. Everyone's day's fine. I'm so bitter, guys.
Um,
It's like the one show I watch. It's the only show I watch, guys.
that's well, that sucks. Is it? We're in like great television season right now.
Are we? What
Like
else is
if you
good?
just look, if you just watch Bill Lawrence shows, that's 5 shows right there that you can watch. Like
It's a lot of
it
shows.
is. He's the
Ugh.
busiest man on Apple TV Plus and HBO and ABC. So
Wait, hold on. Speaking of good shows, did you guys watch Parabus?
no,
What?
Parabus?
I need to watch it.
It's on my list. Like
Yeah,
I've got a list like a mile long, and people
Th-
keep
that
recommending
was
shows to me.
that was one of my shows that was like, oh, I'll watch that during paternity leave, and then NICU. Uh,
Right,
so
right.
yeah, so I did not get to that yet, but it's high on my list, and I saw a post that the Ted Lasso page shared on Facebook the other day. It was if you like Ted Lasso for its never-ending optimism, uh, watch Shrinking. If you like it for if you want
Aw.
never-ending pessimism, watch Pluribus. Like, but the best one was at the very end. It's like if you want something that's nothing like Ted Lasso, watch this horror show. And I was like
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. So,
Ah,
but
I need to watch more upbeat, positive things. We'll
Shrinking,
talk.
Shrinking.
Shrinking. I'll have to do it. It's
Yeah,
got people I love in it.
it does. I mean, just Harrison Ford alone.
I know. Ugh,
Yeah.
what a guy. What a guy.
Yep. What a
What
man.
a guy.
Harrison Ford's not a guy. He's a man. The legend.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Oh.
The dog was named Indiana.
Damn it.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into it, shall we?
Let's do it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to You Have to Watch This podcast. I'm Alan.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Devin.
Each week here on You Have to Watch This podcast, we make each other watch movies one of us has never seen before, or at least one of us has never seen before. This week, we're watching Devin's pick, Battle Royale. Not to be confused with the Battle Royale video game genre, which I guess is still a thing. I
We'll
wouldn't
talk.
know. I wouldn't know. Still don't play Fortnite.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, it's so good.
He's
we'll
playing
talk-
it
Yeah, it's right here. Like, yeah.
now.
We'll get into that later. But before we get into the main topic, we'd like to catch up a little bit, talk about what we've been watching in pop culture, what we've been doing living pop culture. If you're lucky enough to travel to LA, like one of us did. Devin, how was your trip to LA?
My trip to LA was great. I accidentally booked the most Hollywood hotel in the world. So we checked into our hotel and the road was closed just prior to the hotel. So like fortunately we could check in, it was no problem. We get to our room. From our room, we could see the Hollywood sign. Very cool. Underwhelming. It's the Hollywood sign, but very cool. We could see the Magic Castle. Do you guys know what the Magic Castle is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. It's a place where magicians in Los Angeles go to party. It's invite only. You got to be like on a magician's list somewhere, which like sounds really cool. I want to be on a magician's list. but it's a place where they go to party. I could see Magic Castle, but then just to the right in the road close, I could see what the road close was. It was the premiere of Mandalorian and Grogu, the movie. So I got to see the red carpet from the comfort and luxury of my hotel room. And then the very next day, I think it was Kathleen Kennedy. It was someone Star Wars related was doing the handprints in front of the Grauman Theater. And Pedro Pascal was there to like hang out and be like, I am a Star Wars too. So we got to see them from outside the window doing the handprint thing as well.
He was just like, as long as I don't have to wear the suit, I'll be here.
That was it. That was it. He's a spiffy boy, that Pedro.
Yeah. That's
But yeah,
cool.
no,
So-
it was great.
Yeah. I saw like right after you sent that, the next day they were setting up the He-Man Masters of the Universe premiere in like Castle Grayskull.
I know, and it's very cool, but also like, do you guys have any interest in this one at all?
I did until they're like, and Jared Leto as Skeletor. I'm like,
Is that who Skeletor is?
yeah. I wish I was kidding. I wish I was kidding.
That's so
that
funny.
that might be one of those castings that might actually pan out. Because think about how Skeletor is portrayed in the original cartoon, and
Mhm.
like just the like honestly, his Joker with a little bit of a high pitched voice behind a skull mask.
That's it. I mean, that's most of Skeletor. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
I-
I really think that might actually work.
I will believe it when I see it, and I will not be seeing that in theaters.
It sounds like for me it's a bit like Transformers, where like when Transformers came out, I like didn't care about it, and then people were like, "It's actually a really good movie, Devin. You should go see it." And then I only saw the Mark Wahlberg one. This will be like that. I'll wait till
Wait.
like
You haven't
You
seen the
always
original
do this.
Transformers?
nah, only the Mark Wahlberg one. And I saw Bumblebee, and that's it.
You always do this.
I
Like-
know. Why are you
like,
surprised?
Oh, like I should watch a Hannibal Lecter. I should watch a Hannibal Lecter movie. Which one should I do? Red Dragon. You always do this to
No,
yourself.
he does.
Always.
He watches Hannibal. He watches Hannibal Rising. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
um,
this is what we're working with here.
Always
Um,
go to the somewhat source material.
Devin.
I haven't.
Besides from your hotel room, like looking over the Chinese theater, did you have any other celebrity run-ins in LA?
I did. I had two. So the first one, and this is probably the most niche one. I ran into the lady that plays Dana from The Pit. She's the charge nurse. She was ordering ice cream at the same place I was ordering ice cream, and it's always one of those where like I wanted to say hi and wanted to say something, but I'm like, she's with her family. She doesn't care about me. She cares about Fudge Ripple right now.
You lie. I know you saw her ordering ice cream. Like, baby Jane, come.
I had to shout something in her direction, and that was the first thing that happened.
Yeah.
And then in Disney, when I was getting off of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, who was waiting for me at the exit but Anya Taylor-Joy and her retinue. And I had to do a double take because I literally, on the flight over, had just finally watched Last Night in Soho. And
Ooh.
I was like, there she is! And like, I know she knows that like I know her. Like we had the moment where like I went, ah! And she was like embarrassed for me that I went, ah! And we like pretended like it didn't just happen, but like, I'm sorry, Anya. And then later, I was walking after dinner down Pixar Pier, and I noticed her mustachioed companion and went, he looks familiar, and then almost smacked into her and went, oh, that's why he was familiar, because he's with her. Got it. So yeah, those were two fun celebrity sightings. So LA really like rolled out the red carpet for us this time.
Yeah.
It was like you're gonna remember why you missed it here. Like
Well-
these are all the things you loved.
Well, you come to the East Coast, and you get to see Franklin.
You know what? Arguably better than both of those.
Yeah. I mean, there's a chance that if you hold Franklin, he might take a crap on you, which you're not getting that from Anya Taylor-Joy at Disneyland.
She didn't even offer it. Honestly, bad on her.
Yeah. Ryan just quit the show. All right. So we also like to talk about things we've watched in pop culture. Ryan, You have
Yes.
something that you watched. Do you want to tell us a little bit
Yeah,
about
so-
The Terror?
The Terror. So it is a AMC an anthology series. So the third season is either coming out slowly or it already came out. I don't know how exactly they work because AMC service is still new to me. But it was something that Kristen was interested in, and she wanted to watch the third season. Didn't realize she wanted to watch it. Didn't realize that it belonged to its own type of show. So we're starting from season one, even though it's an anthology. Each season's completely different. We still wanted to kind of get an idea of like what they're doing. She watched like the first two episodes of season one, and she came into the living room. She's like, "You're watching this. You're going to like it." And the first season has to do with basically two ships that belong to the British Navy, doing just exploring the most northern part of the North American continent, basically map making. And they get frozen into the ocean. The ships get caught in the ice flow, and they get basically like trapped. And there's something on the ice. There's something with them on the ice.
That's cool.
And
All right,
it
I'm into
is
this.
so far it is awesome suspense. There's great drama that has to there's great drama in the show that has nothing to do with the possibly supernatural forces at play. I'm not done with the first season yet, so I don't know if they're supernatural or not. That's actually going on, but there's other things going on interpersonally between the two captains. Well, actually, the admiral and the captain, and different crew members, and it's a good show. The first season so far is really good. So I highly recommend it if you're into that sort of thing. I think the next season has to do with a family, and then the third season looks like it has to do with someone in either a hospital or an insane asylum. I'm trying to not know too much, but yeah, no,
I really like that.
it's great, and there's tons of actors in it. Like there is a ton of actors in it. A lot of probably your favorite British actors are in it at
Are
some
they?
point. If you want to look up the cast, I mean, there's just an amazing list of people that are in it.
So, first off, don't lie. The British explorers weren't exploring; they were looting. We
No,
know
no,
how
no,
the
no, no,
British
no.
Museum
Okay,
works.
so it's really hard to loot islands that are covered in rocks and nothing else. So I'll put it that way. So that's what they are in the show specifically doing. You're not wrong. That's what they did. But because they took and brought back and all that other stuff.
So, real question though,
Yeah.
do you know the name of the ships?
The one's Terror.
And Erebus is the other one.
Yeah, and Erebus is the other
I need to talk to you about something. We have a very serious conversation to have, and this is
one. Okay.
tangential to what you're talking about, but it involves those two. Those two, specifically one person, Graham Gore. Do you know him? Is he in the show?
That name sounds familiar. It really
Okay,
sounds
we have to
familiar.
talk about Graham Gore. Graham Gore is a
Okay.
real person. Those are two real boats. They got lost in Franklin's expedition almost exactly the way that you described, only nothing.
Okay, well then this is based on
Yeah.
probably the myth that surrounds these two ships.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah.
I'm going to warn you guys away from something. It's a book called The Ministry of Time. It was a great book. I loved the book. It is a time traveling romance. It's that someone plucked Graham Gore from the Franklin expedition before he died, plopped him into 2020's London, and he falls in love with his handler. Here's what kills me. This is my big problem. I fell in love with Graham Gore during the entire book. He is charming, he is witty, he is handsome. The book shows that he is charming and witty and handsome. Everyone falls in love with Graham Gore in the book. He's so handsome. Then they put a picture of the real Graham Gore in the back of the book, and he's not handsome, and I was really mad. So anytime someone talks about the Franklin expedition, I get real mad because Graham Gore is not a hunk in real life.
Was he British handsome though?
I mean,
You know, probably. Probably.
I mean,
Look
to
him
be
up. Do the Wikipedia quick for Graham Gore. He's sitting there with his arms crossed, looking up over the brim of his hat with a little cocksure smile on his face. Not the man I envisioned.
Oh wow. It's
Right?
it's the sideburns.
It's probably, but like imagine reading like a 300-page book where you're told this man is a heartthrob to be greeted with that at the end of the 300 pages.
He looks like Craig Ferguson.
It's not wrong. But yeah, sorry, Ryan. I'm glad the show's good. This has me interested in it because it's the Franklin expedition. I really think that's cool. I'll be on the lookout for a better casting of Graham.
Yeah.
Graham Norsom. Okay, so I'm going through the cast right now,
Yeah.
and Graham Norsom.
Graham Gore.
Like, what?
Graham
Gore.
Graham Gore. Okay, so Graham Gore character is in the show.
Funny.
And by the looks of it, I don't see. The thing is, when I watch these shows, I do like facial memory. So like I don't even listen to names that often. I'm just like, okay, those two characters were in this scene, and then that character comes back, and I'm like, I don't know his name, but I know what's going on with it because I'm more facial recognition than I am name recognition.
That makes sense.
So, but yeah.
So
he is in it.
So this is on AMC Plus, you said?
Yeah. So we added the AMC subscription to our Prime, and because Kristen wanted to do a free trial that they had with Shudder for like horror, but then we saw that there was an even better deal for AMC, and AMC and Shudder are partners. So like doing AMC, you get Shudder anyway, and there's a bunch of stuff that's not horror that is also really good.
Yeah.
So like,
including coming soon, Doctor Who. The new Who's going to AMC Plus. Like, Devin, ever since HBO Max got rid of Doctor Who over here, there's been no place to legally stream 9 through 13 for the Doctor.
Oh, you poor people. Oh,
but now it's on AMC Plus, so
not where I pictured that going.
Me neither. Ryan can watch it. I think Disney Plus was going to buy it, but then they're like, well, it didn't really work out for us like we thought it would, so we're just going to...
I loved the last season.
I did too. But speaking of Disney Plus, I forgot I watched a thing that I actually did finish. I watched Daredevil Born Again Season 2.
Shoot, I keep forgetting this is out. How is it?
It's so good. It continues the same path line of season 1, where it's dark and gritty and bloody and TV mature for Disney Plus, which is great. It's a lot smaller in scale than I expected it to be, because season 1 ends with like we need an army, and then it's like, okay, it's just Daredevil. Like, it's just Matt Murdock like being blind and shit,
Fair. Army
doing stuff. But him and like Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, like they are just fantastic in the show. Like, I am really excited for where they're going with season 3. Because did get a season 3 renewal. There's some great moments in here that I saw coming a mile away. I'm like, they're gonna do the thing. They did the thing. They did the thing. They did the meme where he's just smiling. Like, that's wonderful. Like, but it's very good. I also watched the Punisher short that they did, because I think they took like the budget for one episode and did like a Punisher one shot, essentially.
That's cool.
Like a Punisher story, which was good. Was it necessary? No, but he's gonna be in Spider-Man, so you got to set him up somehow.
Is it John Barenthal still?
Oh yeah, still John Barenthal.
I'll take that. I'll take John Barenthal Punisher. That's good.
Yeah. So, But you get Jessica Jones coming into Daredevil this season. Bullseye's
shit.
back. Yeah.
Hold on, which Bullseye?
The one who doesn't have a show on DC.
Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
Wait, he's back?
No, the one who doesn't have a show.
Oh, I got so excited.
Could you? They're saving that for Secret Wars.
That would be incredible. I would be
Yeah.
so happy.
But yeah, I watched that. So
Nice.
all right, let's get into today's main topic. The 2000 film Battle Royale. Devin, this was your pick, so you get to tell us all about the film and why you made us watch it.
All right, today we're talking about Battle Royale, directed by Kinji Fukasaku, his last movie of 60 movies. He is prolific. This is one of the top 10 highest grossing Japanese films of all time. This movie has a cult following. It originally started as a 1999 book, moved into the 2000s for the movie, and then got I think 15-part manga adaptation a little bit later. Essentially, the plot of the book, all of it, is that we are in a dystopian version of Japan. In order to wrest control, every year they pick 42 school kids, or like a class of 42 school kids, and they force them all to fight each other until only one of them is left alive. If that sounds familiar to anyone, it should. This was a pretty influential movie. I had first seen this when I don't know how much you guys know about my family. I have a cousin. Everyone's got a cousin like this. Everyone does. I have a cousin. Cousin's like, I have a movie to show you, Devin. We'll watch it when the parents are asleep. And he pulls out some like early 2000s jump drive or no, it wasn't. It was a VHS. I don't know where the hell he found this, but it was like a video of somebody like holding a camera to a TV screen. But like that's the first experience I had with watching Battle Royale. Some like awfully bootlegged, pirated nonsense that like my cousin's like, I got something to show you.
Is this the cousin I'm thinking of?
This is yes, it certainly is.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the first time I had seen this movie. I was in awe. It was dubbed terribly, I think. I remember all dubs being terrible back then. But it was dubbed terribly, but like the situation was tense. It was like the most bloody thing I had ever seen up until that point. It like left a hell of an impression. And then fast forward years later, like I remember this movie and it was always kind of kicking around in the back of my head. I was at work maybe a year ago talking to some of my coworkers, and one of my coworkers asked the question, what is your favorite piece of media ever? Be it book, be it movie, be it anything. And mine was anything Terry Pratchett because I'm a huge fucking nerd. But one of my coworkers was anything Battle Royale. Not like the video game genre, but this media, the book, the manga, the movie. That was her favorite thing. And that stuck with me. And I went, I need to give this a second chance. I remember it being a bloody romp around Japan. I don't remember it being anything deeper than that. So I'm glad I got to watch it again. I'm glad I got to share this experience with you two. But I don't know that you guys have any history with this. So I want to know, have you heard of this? What was your experience up until this point, and what did you think?
I'll go first because I have some recent history with this. I haven't seen the film, but in my multimedia storytelling class, I had the students pick a film that had a director's cut and to do a presentation on.
Oh shit,
and
we got to talk about this.
And I made a list of films to offer for them to pick, and one of the students was like, can I do Battle Royale? And I was like, I'll allow it. So I did see a PowerPoint presentation on the director's cut of this film.
Did you watch the director's cut or the original release?
We'll talk about that.
It's awesome. Okay.
But yeah, so that I had known about it before that, but I had never seen it. I know that a lot of people say that, oh, Hunger Games ripped off Battle Royale, and this is where the game genre came from, and that, like, yeah. So I knew about it. I just hadn't seen it.
Sure. Ryan?
So when I was in high school, so I want to say maybe 2003-ish or 2002-ish. Um, for anyone watching who was born either on that year or after, you have to understand that anime was not a mainstream thing. You
Mhm.
went into like Barnes and Nobles or Borders, and maybe they had like a bookshelf. And when I mean a bookshelf, like not even a full section, like half a bookshelf of manga, and like that's it. Um, my first anime that I bought was a used copy at a Blockbuster, and their section was like a shelf, and they were selling them because no one ever rented them. And like it was just straight up like and and like and unless you interacted with the media, it was just a cartoon. So there was a
Mhm.
lot of like it's anime, not a cartoon, like around that time. So um it was like a study period, and I saw this kid reading the first time actually seeing like uh a manga, and like I asked him what it was because he was reading it backwards as far as I was concerned. So I'm like, "What are you doing?" And so he told me the premise. I thought it was cool, and I think I read through that period, not period of the specific class, but like that period as in like that semester.
Mhm.
Um, I think I read through maybe the first 4 or 5 uh books, or maybe
Oh
two
wow.
or three. My memory really is kind of sketchy, but I know that I read it because I have specific memories of certain pages that is like scarred into my brain.
I'm sure. I've heard
Yeah,
about the manga.
yeah, it is intense. And through talking to him, I learned about Evangelion. He's the one that I learned about real anime from outside of Toonami. Like it, like getting my grounding for the genre. He told me that he was like, yeah, there's a movie that came out in Japan. It's pretty much banned in the U.S. No one will, like show it. And I was like, oh, okay. So that was my premise until maybe like 2012, 2013, when I overheard a conversation at work. Uh, but between two of the overnight guys talking about how like he finally bought his own he finally bought a real copy of the movie, and I was like,
Huh.
ah, okay, so you can get it in the US. And then I just forgot about it until recently. I saw a preview for like its re-release on like Ultra HD or something.
Mhm.
um I've always been interested in the movie. I've always wanted to know how graphic the movie was compared to the manga, because I know it's usually not, but I really wanted to know if they were going to allude to certain scenes that are in the manga in the movie.
Nope.
No, they didn't.
Nope. Nope.
But,
Nope. Nope.
um, or else they really wouldn't have been allowed in the US. But, yeah, so that's my history with it. Like, learning about Battle Royale and reading the and like reading the manga to it was kind of like my introduction to like like the whole Japanese anime art form.
Very
So
cool. Love it. So what did you guys think? Did you guys like it? Did you not like it? What was give me thoughts,
I,
reactions, feelings. Let's go.
I feel like the version I watched is not the best way to have watched this.
Tell me more. Was
I
it
watched
at your
the
cousin's house?
No, it was at your cousin's house. Uh,
Yes.
no, I watched the free version that's on Tubi.
Oh,
Yeah, which was the theatrical dubbed version
sure.
where no one sounds right, and it
Yeah,
makes it come
okay.
across.
That's the version I saw originally.
It makes it come across as a comedy. Like it took me out of it. Anytime anyone talked, I was just like, "Oh my god, this is horrible!" Like I appreciate the film for what it was, but and that took me out of it at
Sure.
times, lots of times actually. But yeah, it was an interesting view. I enjoyed
That's
it.
so
I think
funny.
you can see where a lot of the things in the genre have come from and the
Mhm.
influences it had on pop culture since 2000. But um, yeah, I enjoyed it. I My hot take is now that I know that it's a book, I'd rather read it than watch it.
Yeah.
Which is
We'll
not
talk about the
something-
different versions.
Which is not something I ever say. So
That's very cool. Yeah, we'll talk about the different versions. 'Cause I've got some info on like the differences between them. Ryan, what'd you think? And also dubs or subs?
Is that a general question to both of us or just to me?
Well, I know that Alan had dubs. I
Okay.
had subs.
I
Did you?
watched the same version that Alan did because I
Free on Tubi.
googled Battle Royale and see I've seen like maybe 3 or 4 like really unpolished Japanese movies when it comes to dubs in the past. So there were still moments that I giggled with how bad the dubbing was, but I was able to kind of like just let it kind of gloss over my brain uh just a little bit. But yeah, no, this was it was pretty much what I was halfway expecting
Yeah.
it to be because it was made in 2000. Domestically made Japanese movies, they have their own art form, they have their own style. There's no way to get around that as an American viewer. And the way movies are made here, just the stylization's different, the acting style is different, storytelling style is different. So every time I watch one of these films, I kind of have to remind myself, like, this is the norm, this is their norm. Because to me, there are some things where I'm just like, this is completely overacted and hokey, but then at the same time, like, that's how they do things. So I always have that battle going on in my head of like, no, this is how they do it. But the overall theme of the movie was really good. I yeah, I enjoyed the watch. I particularly liked the moments that Tubi decided to put in commercials.
Oh no!
Yes.
I'm not sure if Alan had this.
I gotta hear about this.
So you know this. So there's a scene where all of the kids are like really traumatized for the first time. They know
Yeah.
exactly what they're in for, and they have to
Yep.
watch a videotape, like explaining what the rules were. That was very like marketing style Japanese for the time. Like just
Mhm.
the woman with the high pitched voice talking very dramatically with the large hand movements and everything. And there's a moment where the kids interrupt the video, and the guy who's basically in charge of everything goes,
Yeah.
"Okay, back to the tape." And as soon as he said back to the tape, it cut to some commercial of some AI'd leprechaun playing a guitar
you know what?
advertising a scratch-off
Do
ticket.
you want to know a commercial I kept getting, and I think I got it
What did
at
you-
that moment? I got Nicolas Cage in Spider Noir, like, with no power comes no responsibility. Like, you want to watch this commercial in black and white or color?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Like it was comedic perfect timing. Like
Someone knew what
okay,
they were doing.
you
That's
know, like
fantastic.
it was because I mean, like these kids are terrified. 2 of their classmates are already dead. They are, just the scene is so tense, and then you've got this like silly thing on the TV that's supposed to be basically showing how silly advertising is or like marketing is,
Yeah.
and how like that whole like juxtaposition between how horrific something is compared to how lighthearted they're trying to make it, and that's where the like uneasy and horror is of that moment. And then okay, back to the tape, dang 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 dang, buy a lottery ticket. Like it,
Oh, that's so good. That's so
Tubi
good.
needs to work on their advertisement placements.
Honestly, no notes. I think that's perfect. I think we should keep it and enhance.
That's the magic of
Um,
Tubi and like Pluto TV is just like the way they do ads. Like that's what streaming services should be. Like it should be like, okay, you're gonna watch this show. It already has built-in commercial breaks. We're just gonna put commercials in there. You don't have to pay as much, or you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
I'm here for that. I don't want to
Yeah.
be paying $20 a month to see ads on things.
No, I have exactly that. And you have to pay like $30 for them to remove the
Yeah.
ads. Absolute garbage. In regards to the movie, I did something before the movie, and I like kind of just Googled around about it and found an interview with the director. So it kind of colored the way that I watched the movie this time around. Because I remember like some of the violent scenes. I remember some of the like the people. I remember the really cool guy in the suit and thinking he was so cool because I was a kid. But this time I read an interview with the director of the movie who said that he immediately latched on to the book itself because the director had gone through, when he was about their age in the book, maybe a little younger, he was conscripted to work in a munitions depot during World War II. And the munitions depot caught on fire and there was an explosion. He had to like shield himself and like some of his classmates like from the explosion, and some of his classmates died and he had to bury the classmates. So he said it was at that moment that he realized that like all the adults are kind of full of shit and they're like actually not these super smart people. They're just kind of making shit up as they go along and we are the losers in this situation. And that's why he decided to do Battle Royale, and that's why like the source material rang so deep with him. And it really colored my view of this watch, where I was like, oh, okay, all of these adults here are bullshit and these kids are all of the victims. They're not like, the opening crawl was like in an effort to the kids. And like, I know that no one's buying that, but like the second it came up on screen, I was like, it's bullshit. And it made it a little bit of a deeper watch than I had on the first, like my first thought. Like my first thought was like, we're gonna watch a fun Japanese action movie that like, started a genre. And watching it more, I was like, shit, there's a lot here. Like there are like genuine layers to all of this.
Yeah.
And it made me appreciate it a lot more. But I know Ryan, Alan, I guess you both watched the theatrical cut.
Yeah.
Alan, do you remember enough from the presentation? I have some like bullet points of the differences between the theatrical and the directors, but do you remember enough to like walk us through?
I may or may not have pulled it up.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He went on to talk about that there's a cutscene that depicts Mizuko's tragic past, giving her character more context.
Mm-hmm.
There's more with the basketball game and the dream sequence at the riverfront. Yeah, there wasn't really too much.
The big thing I think it's missing, and the one that like resonated with me the most, I watched the theatrical cut as well. I didn't realize it was a director cut until 5 minutes ago and didn't have time to watch it. But the thing that resonated with me was at the very end, they actually end on a different note. So in the theatrical cut, they end with them saying run, and it's them, walking through Japan. They've survived the games and they're now officially on the run, which like I love. Like bad on Hunger Games in the long run for being like, well, you messed up the premise of our games. I guess we'll let 2 survive because you're cute. I don't know why they decided to let them live. But I like that they're like, yeah, they're all murderers. Go get them. But in the director's cut, at the very end, there's actually a dream sequence afterwards. And the line that the movie ends on is their teacher talking to Mizuko, going, what is an adult supposed to say to a child in a situation like this?
Okay, so that is the version I saw.
That's the version you saw.
Because it shows those dream sequences, yeah.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah, I didn't get that one. The version I got ends with them going run, and that's where the movie cuts.
Yeah, no, that, and there's the scene about the one character and her backstory. When you said that was in the director's cut, I'm like, no, but they showed that in this one.
And there's but the way they present it is just like post credits, like epilogues, like dream sequences.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah. Okay, that's very cool that you guys got that version. So know that technically both cuts are the director's cut. The director cut the first version. He did it for pacing, and he did it to make it a very snappy movie. My movie was very snappy. There was almost no backstory. It was all violence and death. But he then, only a year later, did this director's cut because it filled in a lot of the backstory. And in fact, if you Google, Battle Royale movie versus book versus manga, fans of this do not like the movie because it cuts out that critical backstory, it cuts out the dream sequences, it cuts out everything that gives these characters depth in order to be a fast-paced action movie.
Yeah.
It's like if you guys have ever heard the discourse between American Psycho the book and American Psycho the movie, it feels played out here as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So it just So did you? So okay, I brought the this extended version because I love the note that it ends on in relation to what I had thought
Yeah.
about during the movie. Did that ending, was that impactful at all in a way that I feel like it could have been?
It was. I enjoyed it ending on that note because the scene is kind of awkward with him and her like just eating cookies or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
It's awkward, but that line makes sense, and the way they present it is he says it and then it shows up in text in Japanese script, which I couldn't read, but I think the dubbed version, it doesn't really work as well. Because like you got the line before it popped up on screen, and it was just bizarre timing wise. Like the timelines didn't line up if I was editing.
Sure.
Yeah. I had the subtitles on when I was watching it, so as with the dub as well, and it was one of those things where like the Japanese script would show up, the vertical script, and then you would have the dub and then at the bottom. And it was really funny to see times when, just like with every dubbed thing, where the text at the bottom is different than at the top. And there are times when the dubbing, and again, this goes back to a statement I made the last time we watched one of these movies, and I will die on this hill. I don't care if the words being spoken, I don't care if the dub lines up with the mouths. I just want what is actually said as best translated as possible.
Yeah.
And like, I don't care if it turns into the hokey, thing that people used to make fun of where the mouths are going like crazy and then the translation is literally just no. But then you're like, but they spoke for 5 seconds and all you said is no. You're like, yeah, because that's what it translates to is no. That's what it
And honestly, there was some of that in this with the dub version. Like that's part of what took me out of it. But no, like I completely agree. Like that's what you're talking about is why I haven't watched Squid Games yet. Like I heard it was a bad dub and I want to watch the dub version.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Sure.
But what's really cool is like now there's technology. Like I know AI is like a sensitive subject, but there's technology using AI where you can go in and change the mouth movements to match the dubbing.
Oh, that's so weird.
Which I think for film, I think that's a great use of AI because you're not replacing the voice. You're changing the part of the image that's tiny enough. You're still getting the performance of the actor. You're getting the performance of a voice actor doing it. I think that's something that should be utilized more. It's probably expensive as hell, but it's an interesting way to use AI technology.
It would definitely take me out of it a lot less, I think.
Yeah.
I totally understand that. Although, I'm going to be honest, I think Forrest Gump perfected it already. With its cardboard cutout with just the mouth of, like, Richard Nixon. So good. In this movie, was there anyone that you guys gravitated towards? Any person, any character, any fight sequence, any death, anyone that you were like... Because I had that moment a couple of times, but at one point I was like, that's my girl. And I can go if you guys need.
You go ahead.
Ryan has one. Do you have one?
I can have an answer. So I was too interested in what the background stories were of the two like older kids.
Yeah.
To really pick a student to kind of like follow along and kind of like root for, because from what I know of the series, because I never finished the manga, what I know of the series, I was like, I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, they're all dead. So those two are kind of interesting. So I'll follow what happens to them. So I was kind of like, I was towards the end of the movie, I was generally surprised and happy about how that kind of played out. But yeah, so that's
I love that.
That's my answer.
Well, no, I especially like the one exchange student. I liked his like, why did she smile at the end? Like I liked that, and I wanted to
Mhm.
find out just as much as he did. So I like that quite a bit. Apparently, the other exchange student, they kind of changed his motivation between the book and the movie. In the book, he was antisocial, had a bad past, and literally flipped a coin to decide how he was going to act during the game, and flipped the coin to the violent side. And in this one, he's just in it for the love of the game, which, I mean, either one probably fair. At least this one doesn't have to deal with weird mental health stuff or like dip into potentially problematic portrayals of mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine that I gravitated towards hard was Takako Chikusuka. I think she was girl number 13. She was the runner,
Okay.
and she was the one specifically the kid held up at crossbow and was like, "Oh, do you want to die a virgin?" And like I like the second he said that, I'm like, I have the ick. I hate this scene. This
Yeah.
is the worst. And then she killed him, and I'm like, yeah, get it, girl. Like I was on her team. And then I just thought that her death was really, really like poignant and pretty, and like was probably one of the more dignified that like anyone in this show got or this movie got. So like that's my person. That's who I loved.
Um, I don't think I really gravitated towards any of the students, but the teacher, especially. So, I just got through finals week, so like
I get it.
him getting shot and then like, oh, gotta take this phone call. Like, I felt that. Like,
Oh, what a moment! I was like,
Yeah.
"Is there a is this like a Saw style twist?" Nope.
yeah,
He needed to
that's
take
what
a phone
that's
call.
what I thought too. I was like,
Yeah.
were there just blanks and everything was
Yeah.
fake? Like, what's going on here?
No, he needed to take a phone call.
Yeah.
Or like him, I mean, I think he's like iconic. Like he is so good in this, and I don't know what he was like in the dub version of it. I had his performance, and he does this really good job of being like very loud and very scary, and then very soft and very like.
I will
gentle.
tell you how he is in the dub version. He is very loud.
All the time. All the time.
Really, he doesn't like modulate at all.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Oh no.
They just one volume.
Yeah. So I think the only time, without ever hearing the sub version, I think the only time that the tempos probably like lined up like to what we saw that carried throughout the whole movie to what you saw
Mhm.
during like one specific scene is when they're watching the tape and like he's like watch the tape and he goes yay like he claps or whatever like along whatever that energy was that he had in that scene in the original audio is what
Yeah.
he carried throughout the whole thing. So-
Honestly, that was one of my favorite parts though, where he's like the only one like reacting along with the video.
yeah.
Fucking such a good part. No, I'm with you too, Alan. He's a solid character.
Yeah.
He definitely though I do have to say watching this and seeing the outfit that he had on like the tracksuit thing that
Mhm.
he was wearing I now see like there's so many anime characters that I've seen where
Mhm.
it's like a middle-aged guy wearing a tracksuit and it's in almost every single anime and they have his body build.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this was the movie where I'm like, "Oh, I've seen that animated." About
lot. You've
20
seen it animated a
a
lot.
lot. Like and almost that exact outfit.
Uh-huh.
Like so that's I don't know why, but that stood out to me and I just thought that was funny. That
I
like,
don't have the research on here. I wonder if that's the impetus for it. I really do.
because
uh, So then, Ryan, you had watched the anime or read the manga or
Yeah.
most of it. How were you disappointed in the level of gore that the movie showed?
No.
Were you no?
No, because the only so level of gore was about what I expected because when it comes to Japanese movies, you never know.
Yeah.
And you don't know until like they actually start killing people off or the gore starts showing up what you're in for. Are you in for like realistic surgical type gore or are you in for kind of like like American daytime TV gore. And this was kind of like right down the middle, where like
Yeah.
it could have been a lot worse because I've seen a lot worse, but at the same time it's not like completely muted and like really censored. Um but it so I really wasn't disappointed in it. What I was looking for was how raw were they going to get with how these kids manipulated each other like they do in the manga.
Mhm.
Particularly one of the girls goes around and basically uses what she has to trap the boys.
Yeah.
And the ways that she takes people out, I'm not repeating any of it on here, and I'll probably never repeat it to anyone with some of the things happening there because it is absolutely ridiculous. What I can say and like describe is some of the things that happened had a bunch of like 15 and 16-year-old boys in study hall getting in trouble for laughing and going, "Oh my God, they do that!"
Oh
By
no.
by the monitors coming over and going, "You guys need to calm down. Sheesh, you're gonna get us in trouble." And then they walked away. They couldn't have cared less what we were looking at. If they did, we all probably would have been sent to the counselor's office, and our parents probably would have came in and going, "We found your son's looking at this."
Oh no.
And then you would have been sent off to Battle Royale. That's how.
More
That's
than
it.
likely.
That would have been
But,
your inclusion.
The gore itself in this is middle of the road for what I've seen from Japanese movies.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's okay. Like, it's its own medium. So I'm not going to try to expect it to do exactly what the manga did because
Sure.
mangas are off the wall themselves, and I wouldn't expect a live action movie to try to pull that unless Deadpool was in it, but that's a different story.
So then, just as the only other person that's interacted with any other version of the media, I know, Alan, you said you'd prefer to read it. Ryan, would you prefer the manga to this?
Um
Like, I'm new. Give me. I want to interact with the best version of this. I want you to tell me what that is. I'm gonna ignore the rest.
I would do the manga simply because
Yeah.
it does do a deeper dive into the background of the characters
Sure.
and what happens to them makes more sense. It means more to you. It's either more upsetting or more satisfying depending on who they are. Um, but at the same time, like there's a giant content warning that I would tell anyone before reading those mangas because like
Sure.
you are talking about kids who are in ninth grade and like understanding that these kids are put in a position where it's life or death and they only have what they're given and they have to do what they have, what they need to survive. And some of the kids do pretty intense, horrible things to survive. So,
Sure.
I mean, I would say manga, but there's a very large content warning attached to it.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think last thing for me that I thought that like particularly struck me is that I think that this movie, and I don't know manga or anything like that, but it at least seemed like it took all of the kind of stuff that happens in middle school with middle school kids or just with adolescents or teens and just turned it all up to 11 anyway. Like a
Yeah.
simple mistake that somebody makes causing a massive fight. That happens all the time. That happened to me yesterday, right? Like that happens in this movie, but it ends up with 5 women dead or 5 girls dead. Like, somebody claiming that they have a crush on somebody, they won't say who it is. You know what I mean? Becomes like a running plot line. I have a girlfriend in another school is literally a plot in this movie too. Like,
Yeah.
I think that it really rang true to a lot of like the middle school experience, but
Mhm.
just was like, it's 11 now,
Es-
and I thought that
especially-
was really neat.
Especially the girlfriend in the other school, Devin, because I remember you saying that in middle school. So
I remembered me saying that in middle school. You know what? You know what? I didn't have one. That was
what? I am
I
surprised.
know. What?
I am shocked.
You better be. I
Um,
was such a good convincing liar back then.
So, one thing I noticed, just looking at the trivia on IMDb, Ko Shibaski, who played Mizuko in this, was supposed to appear in Kill Bill Volume 1 as the sister of Gogo Yubari,
Yeah.
and they couldn't work it out scheduling wise, but that sequence got cut. But in a weird twist of fate, Quentin Tarantino was able to do that sequence again using Unreal Engine. And where did it premiere? Fortnite Battle Royale.
What? Did it?
Yeah, they did that whole sequence in Fortnite.
Can I go watch it now? Is
Yeah.
it like still around?
You can go watch it on YouTube or in Fortnite. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, I might be downloading Fortnite again.
Yeah. Well, you should, because they put Star Wars things in there and Battlefront's back. Like,
Oh, is Battlefront back?
yeah, Battlefront's back. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I saw like a 3-second clip of the Emperor doing 6-7, and I went, "Oh no!" What
I mean,
is
there's a little bit of that, but Battlefront with Mandalorians.
That's pretty. I mean, that's pretty cool. That is cool. I will give you that.
So,
Well, anything else on Battle Royale? Those were my main points, main things I wanted to talk about. There's loads to talk about here. We would be on until super late, but it is near past midnight.
I will say that I really appreciated the kid who had his weapon was a pot lid. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Low key, that would have been my weapon. Like 100%. Like people are getting Uzis, people are getting knives. Mine would have been a pot lid. And we're like, okay.
Yeah. That's all I've got.
Well,
Ryan?
okay, so thinking about the different characters, you
Mhm.
bringing up the weapons brought up something different in my mind. So I love how the kid that ended up with the GPS tracking device where he could see
Mhm.
where everyone was went around trying to like save people,
Yeah.
where he could have been like the winner at the end. Like he
Yeah.
really could have been the winner at the end. But no, he decided not to do that and to like, use it for other means. And it's just funny how like the like you said, there's so many layers to this where it's like that then made me think of like off camera, you've got the scene where the soldiers are probably packing their bags
Mhm.
and like the joking that had to have been going on between, oh, I'm gonna give this one binoculars as a weapon.
Right.
And like the fact that like one of them got a pot lid, like that the soldiers were like messing with them,
Yeah. Well, this one's
knowing
dead.
what these kids were going to be going through. So like that even puts another layer on it that like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the soldiers probably, when they were in middle school, this law probably didn't exist. So they didn't have to go through this, but yet they're making the next generation go through it, and they're literally teasing them for it.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds familiar what happened with the housing market in this country, but I could really
Who'd
not,
have thunk it, Ryan? Oh
Mhm.
no.
Yeah.
But it's literally they're like setting a kid up to die, and they're just like, "Yep, swing gets pot lid." Like no one expects pot lid kid to make it through this thing. They know
Yeah.
they're literally handing them through
Oh.
random luck.
I placed money on him. Like I was watching the movie on Tubi. I went on those prediction apps and placed money on
Polymarket.
it. Didn't win my money back, surprisingly. But
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
rude. Well, you should have let me know. I'd have placed a bet on him too.
I'm sorry. Next time.
Next time, you gotta let me know. There is a sequel.
I saw that.
I don't know anything about the sequel. I just know that it exists. I did not do the research on it. Bad on
Okay.
me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that does it for our discussion on Battle Royale. Next week it is Ryan's pick. Ryan, what are you gonna have us watch?
I'm going to have
Sequel.
you guys watch a 2014 movie. It is a comedy drama, and I think I finally found one for Devin that he's actually going to like the crux in the storyline that causes the problem. Because remember,
Okay.
Devin, you always say that like your main thing with rom-coms or like comedy dramas is that whatever the situation is that causes the problem just doesn't sit right with you. Like
Yes.
either they react too strongly to it because it's a stupid little thing, or they don't act strongly enough.
You've got mail. Yes.
I think I finally found a movie that you are going to say, this is evenly paced. Like, this is a good reaction to what happened.
Those are some strong words, Ryan. I'm so ready for this.
The Obvious Child,
This isn't a movie. I've never heard of this.
2014, The Obvious Child. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
All
The
right.
Obvious Child. Well, for us, it's on Netflix. Devin, you might need to go somewhere else for it. I don't know.
I'm not gonna look into what it is. All I see is Jenny Slate on the cover, and I'm already
Yeah.
sold. I love Jenny Slate.
Oh, I see another name
Okay.
on there. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, Devin. But there's another name like down a little
Okay.
bit more on IMDb. I'm like, oh, I will watch anything with that man.
Oh,
Okay.
God, I'm so
So.
excited. Okay,
All right.
great.
Well, join us next week for that. I really thought Ryan was going to make us watch Masters of the Universe, so I'm glad we dodged that bullet. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get updates on the show and watch us live on Facebook, maybe on Instagram here soon. More, stay tuned for that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch us live and all of our backlog episodes. And subscribe to on your podcasting apps, wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're gonna start getting these uploaded again here soon. I swear. I've been saying it for a year. I mean it
I
now.
believe in you.
Yeah. Until next time, for You Have to Watch This podcast, I'm Alan.
I am Ryan.
And I'm Devin.
And in the words of the Mandalorian, this is the way.